you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Wonderful, wonderful. This is Brooke. Excited to talk to you. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, me too. Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
So I have to tell you, I did go stalking on your TikTok because I'm a social media person and I love TikTok. What's up with
Okay.
these giant guitar picks? What is that all about?
No, that was a thing that I'm sponsored by Roper Western Wear and Stetson, and they have we come up with an idea one year, I think, for CMA Fest, something interesting, that wasn't just an 8x10 or something kind of stock. So we got our heads together and they said, how about a giant metal guitar pick that's something you can kind of hang on your wall, and so like I said, I can't take credit for that. It's kind of a group effort. Some people just kind of think of an interesting idea.
I mean,
But
it's
it works.
very
It's
memorable.
a cool little idea. Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome. And also on your TikTok, what's up with this Lainey Wilson cake? And was it really better than the crumble cookie? Like, really?
You know what? The novelty of it was pretty good. No, we did a show in Florida, big festival they have down there, and Lainey Wilson had to back out that day. And so they gave us her dressing room. We had a dressing room already, but since she wasn't there, we kind of had an extra dressing room. And in that dressing room, they made her a cake with her face on it. And so when I took her dressing room, I took her cake too.
I mean, you deserved it. You earned it, right?
That's right. That's exactly right. I wish you were here, but I kind of don't.
Oh man, that's great. So you're getting ready for a tour. Like what gets you in the mindset and how do you pick your set list? How do you say, okay, I want to do this one, not that one? Or maybe a different night you change a different song. Like how do you decide?
Yeah, we do kind of have a variation night to night, depending on what the venue feels like. If we're not going on until 11 o'clock at night, that's going to be a little bit more of a rowdy atmosphere. So ballads tend to not work as well. So we kind of energize the show a little bit, throw in a lot of the catalog stuff that's got a lot of drinking, fighting, cussing in it. I think for the most part, we stick to kind of, we'll play the hits that people know from the radio, and we'll play a little bit of obscure stuff, some hits from like, the early mid 2000s, people haven't heard on the radio for a while.
Mm-hmm.
That varies from night to night, but I don't know. We like to make it interesting. There's a couple of covers we do in the show that are not what you would expect, from me, but it's something that stuff that I've gotten into, throughout my life. Stevie Ray Vaughan cover we throw in there, Crossfire, which has always been a cool record to me, and we do an Alice in Chains song.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I love '90s, the Seattle grunge stuff. I've always thought those records were unique and they kind of changed music in a lot of ways. So I've always thought they were, different, for the rock genre. They've always resonated to me. Alice in Chains. I like, Nirvana, big Nirvana fan. Not that I could sing any of that stuff, but it was, something I enjoyed listening to. I love working out to that stuff too.
Right. Yeah.
It gets you in a energized mood. But, we do a Rooster, with from Alice in Chains, and that's something that kind of, in my mind, felt like a rock version of Country Boy Can Survive a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And so we kind of do a mashup there of that. Like I said, it's just something interesting in the show that people wouldn't normally expect.
No. Does Joe Nichols get stage fright? Really?
Every night, yeah.
No
sure.
way!
Well, I never know what's going to happen, yeah. I never know what's going to happen. You can only control the things that you can control. And, if something goes wrong or the crowd's not responding to you, you got to kind of turn and pivot. And that's always a little terrifying. You never know what's going to be a dud and what's not. But, so a lot of that stuff runs through my mind. Like, what am I going to sound like tonight? Am I going to, mentally be, 100%? What's not going to be like? Is everybody else going to play flawlessly? Is the crowd going to be energetic, or are they going to wait, for something special, to kind of get them in the mood? I don't know. I try to make a lot of things happen in my mind before we do a show, and sometimes that can kind of get me a little nervous.
Yeah. You get in your head a little bit.
Yeah. When I don't get nervous, and then I'm getting lazy. That's never good for anybody.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. So I read this interesting article about you and one of your oldest country music buddies that had me tickled. You and Blake Shelton have a song together on your new album. You've been friends for years. And it's a song that's kind of been like almost a decade in the making because you guys couldn't I shouldn't say get it together, but you were a little preoccupied when you were trying to write years ago.
Oh my gosh, that was a train wreck. Yeah, well, that was like in maybe 2000, 2001, when we were both brand new little baby acts on Giant Records. We that's about all we had. We had a record deal, which back in those days, if you had a contract with a major label, then you were on your way. That was kind of the name of the game. It's kind of it wasn't like today where you have, a YouTube following, and record contracts really are kind of farther along in the process of becoming a thing. But back in those days, if you got a record deal, you were a pretty big deal, and they put us together because we were both baby acts on Giant Records, and we tried to write. I think we wrote from like 10 to noon, and then we found our way to this little restaurant/bar on Music Row there, and we I think we got a little hammered by about 3 o'clock. Forgot we still had guitars in the writer's room, and it was, like I said, I think I turned that into a all-nighter. I don't remember if he did or not, but kind of, we do that. You're 21 years old and you're writing for a living and you got a record deal. You kind of seem bulletproof and everything's a party,
right?
So, including work. Yeah, a couple of idiots, man.
But you know what? Years later, it paid off because not only do you have a great friend, you've got a great song with Blake on your new album.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think it really came out really good, really well done. I thought he added a lot of character, like he does to everything else. He has a lot of playfulness and character to the song, and it was good to finally hammer one out. After all these years, put it on a record. He's asked me, from 2002 to about 2010, hey, let's do this song or let's do this song, and it's been like, well, I got this going on. I can't make it work. I wish I could make it work in time, and so he's just kind of been on the wrong page for a lot of years, and finally it worked out where, he had time. He could do this between his recording of his show and slowing down and touring and everything. So I'm really grateful that he had time to. I think I needed to do something with him to boost his career a little. He needed my profile a little bit to raise him up.
I know. He's kind of slipping. He's slacking over here.
Yeah. He needs me, to bring awareness to his gig,
A really quick side story. He was here in Lincoln a few months back, and my daughter watched his show, and so she sent me a voicemail, and he was actually sweet enough to listen to it and respond. I thought, pretty cool dude.
Yeah, he's always. I tell you what, the guy you see today on TV, he's actually a very, like you said, he's a very kind guy. A lot of people probably don't realize that about him. He's a very kind and gentle guy, very blunt, and he's got a sense of humor that only that guy can get away with.
Right.
If anybody else tried that brand of humor, they just come across as a jerk. But somehow he kind of gets away with it, because I think people know that his nature is playful and he's, a genuine guy. So, it doesn't surprise me that he's thoughtful and that kind of person. He's been that way ever since I've known him. That's been a long time.
That's awesome. So as someone who is classified as a traditional country artist and the landscape and the look and the sound of country music is changing, are there any up and coming acts that you're just like, man, they are the real deal? Well,
I don't know if you can call him up and coming anymore. I think he's won quite a few awards now. Cody Johnson, I like his stuff a lot. I think he's a really good singer. I think he's kind of an authentic guy and an artist. I like his brand of country music. Like you said, I'm a traditional guy, so I lean that way. I don't know. I wish I could pay more attention to what everybody else is doing, but it feels like my hair's on fire in my world so much that I can't really keep my eyes out for new talent or anything.
Yeah.
I hate that sounds the way it does, but I really don't know if I could pay attention that much to, the new guys that are coming out. I'm sure there's, loads of talent back to back to back. It seems like everybody can sing really well today.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of thinkers out there, but I think that's kind of what technology has done for especially our format is that, it's trained everybody that listens to the radio how to sing with laser pitch,
mm-hmm.
and it's made everybody better. New generations are getting better and better all the time. And, So like I said, in today's modern technology, kind of we're all good singers.
You know what?
Even if we're not.
I know, that's true. That's true. But here's the thing, like, yes, there's a lot of good singers, but to be able to go out there like you do night after night after night and put on one heck of a show, that takes something really special.
Well, thank you. I like to tell my girls, you have to love something enough to do it when you don't like it. Mm-hmm. To be really good at something. And I would say that to anybody that's starting out in music or anybody that's gotten their break, is that there are going to be times that you hate doing what you do, but deep down you love it enough to still keep doing it. Mm-hmm. And practice doing it. That's another thing. Keep practicing in moments that you're not getting paid or nobody's looking. Are you practicing and getting better? And are you writing or are you devoting time to creativity somehow? And I think that's a good lesson for a lot of people to learn. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff that today, like talent shows, whether it be The Voice or American Idol, America's Got Talent, whatever it is, when you win a talent show or you get on national television pretty quickly, you lose a lot of years of development. And so that's one of those lessons that you learn in those years of development is how to practice when you don't like it, how to keep going when you're not getting paid or nobody's looking. And so hopefully everybody today, with YouTube being a big deal, with everybody able to be instantly famous, you kind of hope that people kind of grow up with that work ethic, hopefully everybody gets that.
Man, I love that advice. I really do.
Thank you.
I'm sure a typical day for you is super busy. When you have time to relax and it's a Joe Nichols day, sunny and 75, and you like go out for out for a ride, like what are you putting on? I mean, not just country, like anything. Like what is that? I got to get in that sunny 75 drive mode.
Musically?
Yes.
Okay. Boy, it kind of varies. My mood is so all over the place most of the time. It really depends on the mood. To get in the musical mood, I usually put on something like a live concert. The band is one of my favorites. The Last Waltz is a fantastic documentary and concert done about the Bob Dylan's band.
Yeah.
From back in the late 60s through the early 70s. A live performance that ironically was done on the day I was born.
Oh, wow. That must be what calls to you.
Yeah, maybe that's it. But I always thought the performances of that are really incredible and inspiring for live performance stuff. There's a lot of music documentaries I love getting into to kind of give me ideas mm-hmm. for how to visualize a show, and kind of, watch Jimi Hendrix. I watch, any of the Merle Haggard stuff from the late 60s, mm-hmm. And kind of visualize how they were thinking in those moments that were special, and how do I make the moments that I perform live special, as some of those guys have done before me.
That's so cool. I love this. I'm a big movie person. Like, as much as I love music, I love movies. If you could have like James Gunn or Ryan Johnson, these big directors come to you and they're like, all right, Joe, we're going to make a movie about your life. Who's going to play you?
Oh my God. I think Ryan Reynolds would be good because I'm an idiot. I think he's a goofball. And I think if people knew me, they knew how big of a goofball I am. And so I think I sound serious, and I think that's a disconnect with me. I'm not nearly as serious as I sound most of the time. And my wife tries to tell me, you kind of you need to work on how you present yourself because you come across as being a lot more serious than you are. And so I would go with that direction just to show people that I'm not as serious as I think I am, or as people think I am. I'm more of a goofball than anything.
So women have what we call the RBF. Have you heard that?
I have not.
It's the resting B face when they look serious, even though they're not. So you've got like RBV, like the resting B voice, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a great way to put that. I have heard that term actually. I apologize. But yeah, I think you're right. I think that's my voice. Tends to bring the party down a little bit. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've learned how to be happy with sad songs. I don't know what that's psychologically about. Probably need some further research there. But that sounds right.
Isn't that what country music is? That with sad songs, somebody stole my truck, my dog, my girl. Stereotypically,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, isn't it wonderful? Having a great time.
Oh my
I love
gosh.
country music. Yeah.
Well, I have to tell you, I'm brand new to country music. Been in it for about 2.5 years, and I have fallen head over heels in love with country music.
Awesome.
It's unlike any other format, any other genre.
Well, I agree. And you know what? I love that about country music. I know that we have a identity crisis most of the time. We don't know who we are. Country music. Not sure if we like who we are most of the time. But you're right. It is one of a kind. It is unlike any other genre.
You're going to be here in Omaha this Saturday. What can we expect from the show at the Admiral?
Well, you know, like I mentioned before, you know, we'll play the stuff that people are familiar with the show, and or with the songs that are on the radio, that have been on the radio. We got a lot of new stuff that we put in the show from the newest album we put out, Good Day for Living, and thankfully a hit song there, Good Day for Living as well, and we got a new one coming out actually in a couple of weeks called Broken Hearted, which I really think is really fun. You know, it's a complaining song about, you know, country music's not playing. You know, there's nobody broken hearted anymore in country music. Everybody's, you know, hooking up and getting down, blah blah blah. And you know, it's funny. I have a song about gratitude that 100% like, this is the way to live. You know, good every day is a good day for living. This is, you know, no complaints out of me. This is gratitude, and it's great. And I go straight from that into everything's wrong. Everything, it's all wrong, y'all. That's me though. I think I'm bipolar
Or a
tripolar,
Gemini,
whatever it
maybe?
is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a weirdo, but that's me. Do a complete 180. My wife would agree with that. But anyway, that's a long answer to your question. Yeah, I think we have a fun show. I try not to tell too many bad jokes or, you know, get too serious with my RBV. I like to have a little fun. Hope everybody else does.
Well, we are excited for you to get here in Omaha. Well, how long has it been since you've been here?
Man, I think the last time I was there, it was one of those horrid travel days where I started off noon one day, like on a Thursday, trying to get from Tyler, Texas to Omaha, and it was a travel nightmare, and I ended up getting there about an hour before showtime the next evening.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we landed in Wichita because of a storm, and we had to walk from the runway to the, airport hotel, and then I had to drive like 6 or whatever hours, from Wichita to Omaha the next day. However long that is, it was a weird day. But anyway, that was the last time I played there. I think it was on the waterfront, and very, very fun show, very, very good time.
Well, we know this show is going to rock the house, and we are so excited for you to be at the Admiral this Saturday. I can direct everybody to our website to get tickets. It's froggy981.com because we want that house packed out.
Yeah, come on, everybody. Let's do it. Looking up, getting down.
Joe, thank you so much. You were awesome to talk to.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. And welcome to country music, and I hope you stay forever.
Thank you so much. You have a great one.
Yes, man. You too.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.